The best part of living in the United States is meeting people who have different ideas and different lifestyles, different opinions.
Would you rather live very high elite in North Korea or a very average middle class US?
It is a very stupid question. Hello everyone, my name is Eun-Hee and I'm a North Korean defector who appeared on Dimple, I think several years ago. So you might notice me, but I'm a North Korean defector. Good to be here. There are a lot of things I had to change, and I went to LA to do my one-year internship and then came back to Korea 2 years ago, and now I do work as a project manager, support North Korean defectors' economic independence. I lived in Carson, which is nearby Torrance and Campton. And of course, I visit LA and Oakland in San Francisco and in Orlando. And last year, I went to Washington, D.C. and New York.
So you visited both the East and West Coast?
Yeah.
Where did you prefer?
Definitely, I prefer to be in Washington, D.C. New Jersey, it's good. Good though. In New York, there are a lot of people and crowded. It's like a Seoul. Actually, when I decided to go to the United States, because I wanted to have experience of living in the United States. When I was in North Korea, I was taught that Americans are our enemies and evils. So I wanted to, experience directly from American people. That was my first reason. And second reason is diversity that I wanted to experience with the people from different backgrounds. And like United States is the best country. That's what my friends have described for. So I wanted to, experience it. But the best part of living in the United States was for me is meeting people who have a diverse background, different ideas and different lifestyles, different opinions. That's what I was looking for. But after living in the United States, I can't say United States because there are 50 states in the United States and every state has different characters and traits. That's from LA, my experience from LA in California. My American dream, I'm so sorry to say that, but my American dream was gone after living in LA. But when I visited in DC, pretty good though, so I might consider to live in the Washington D.C. or New Jersey, and I would say it's the country I want to live in the future. American dream is about the diversity, have a lot of opportunities that you can utilize your abilities freely.
Why is diversity so important?
I don't know why, but since I grew up, I was a very curious kid. I remember my father used to say that I have to get married with the Western guy, so my daughter would be taller. My daughter or son, I don't know, but they are gonna be taller than me. Like in North Korea, I had a different family education, I can say that. So that kind of different opinions, different traits, and different stories, always fascinating for me to learn everything, what's going on in this world. It's the same thing. When you eat kimchi every day, are you gonna say you love it? No. When you have different foods, and you might say the other day you wanna try the new type flavor of food. It's the same for me. It's a life. I wanna experience with the people, new people, and people who have new ideas and creative lifestyles, so I can have abundant a taste of life. We live only once, so before I die, I wanna try everything as much as I can do. That's why I love diversity.
Jersey and DC really left a big impression on you.
Yeah, it's people why I thought about why I love that area, because people more likely care about the world rather than chasing money. Their value is more focused on humanity. Maybe that's why, the Washington D.C., there are a lot of governors. That's why, because my background is related with the human rights issues and humanity. Maybe because of the reason I love to be there. Whenever you go, if you find the community where you can be who you are, that is the place, that is the country that you are gonna say that's the one you wanna live forever.
Why do you think that Americans can think
I mean, that's the history of the background of United States. They are open to embrace different people from different countries that country built. That's why they practiced a lot. And one thing I learned about America is, like it's a very successful country because of the people from other countries, like who are willing to build up and achieve their dreams. Because in America, there are a lot of opportunities. So as long as you have ability, potential, you can make it happen. But the America, it's open for it. There is like an example I saw on Facebook, like for a girl's birthday, her father gave her very old car and then say, it's your gift for your birthday. And then she said, Dad, it was so old, and like I figured it out that was old, or it's like a good value, like you can ask the mechanics. And she went to several mechanics to said that like, oh, it's too old, like I can't use it. But one mechanic like bought it because he recognized the value of the old car. So even if you have ability within yourself, if you don't find that community environment recognize your value, you can't be who you are. But America recognize that the values of the individuals, and then they embrace all the people from different backgrounds because they believe the diversity makes better than now. That's what I experienced about America.
What does freedom of expression mean to you?
For me, I can say freedom to express myself is something that I faced my life at the age of 21. So in America, I can say it's individualistic country. So everyone have a freedom to express who they are, which isn't common in Korea. But one of my friends I met in LA, I said freedom means free plus dumb. So there are a lot of choices, and because of that freedom of expression, everyone has their own voices and opinions. It's hard to make harmony, but at the same time, like every voices can be heard because of that freedom guaranteed in democratic countries. And the freedom of expression in America, for me, it's more meaningful. Because as a North Korean defector, I feel like there is no any discrimination towards North Korean defectors. If I say I'm a North Korean defector in South Korea, I'm more likely to be judged and underestimated by the society. Still, that kind of problem existed. But in America, if you say I'm from North Korea, people more likely to engage with me and hear about my story and my journey. That's what I experienced in America. Because it's the country built with the migrants, so they are used to communicate and engage with the people who have different backgrounds, different stories. So they are grown up with that environment. But in South Korea, still like homogeneous the country. So we are in that journey to become like Americans, but still we need a lot of progress to accept diversities.
Then would you say that North Korea has harmony?
Oh, of course, yeah. Without that harmony, that country couldn't exist. But it's not because of the individualistic willingness, but because of the one man's hand, one man's power. Because the Kim dictator brainwashed people to get together. That's why people, like I can say in North Korea, there is more harmony than in South Korea and in the United States. If you live in Seoul, you don't need to buy a car or drive a car because there are fantastic transportation existed. But when I was in LA, especially in California, you must have a car. But in LA, and one day I just walked on the street, I don't know where I was, but a colored man just approached me and like saying something like, hey, yeah, you are so cute, and do you have a boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no way, like what I'm gonna do? Then that moment realized me to have a car. So after 3 months, I bought a car, but before having a car, I needed to pass the exams to test to get a driver license in California. And I went to DMV and to get a driver license, but a lot of people say that it's hard to get a driver license at DMV, but I passed it at once. I mean, there are a lot of cons and pros, I can say. It's in terms of the subjective of the safety. If you drive in a wrong way, you might get shot. That's the American daily lifestyle. But on the other hand, there are a lot of opportunities that you can achieve many things what you desired for as an individual. You don't need to thought about, your caste system, like where you are from, like North Korea. In North Korea, if you are born as a daughter of the farmers, like forever you are gonna be the farmer. But in the United States, in the democratic countries, you don't guaranteed with that status you are born with. So that's why there are a lot of business world, like American, the market is the biggest consumers that a lot of other countries are wishing to, have. So I can say still America has a lot of abundant life opportunities for me, especially someone who is from North Korea, has different background stories.
If you were still in North Korea, then what caste would you?
I might be just in the middle class family, but my grandfather was born in South Korea, but when he was 2 years old, his family migrated to China. And then when there was a war, my grandfather went to North Korea, and that's how he just settled with my grandmother, and I was born. For his entire life was supervised by the government. So it's hard for us to, live up our status in North Korea. So I can say I never gonna have any opportunity to be a government worker in North Korea.
What would have been your job?
I was a chemistry student because my grandmother was a doctor, so my dream was becoming a doctor and pharmacist. I was a studying chemistry student, so I can say maybe be in the medical field, but not, someone who can have the authority.
But still pretty well off.
Yeah.
Stupid question. But since you have lived through two extremes, would you rather live as very high elite in North Korea or as a very average middle class in the US?
It is a very stupid question. I mean, without any second, I can say I'm gonna live as a middle class of the member in the United States than live as an elite, a family in North Korea. Because even if you have that status as an elite and authority in North Korea, your life is more risky than the lives of the flies, I can say. Because as you see, Kim Jong-un killed his own brother because of his greedy power. So it's not, desirable life in North Korea, even if you have everything there.
If you compare life in Korea to the US, what's something that you can enjoy in Korea, but you can definitely enjoy in the US?
Oh, that kind of a different party culture. In South Korea, of course, the nightlife is a well-known culture. But in LA, when I was there, it's a Hollywood area. There is a big pension and fantastic views. There is house music and luxury party that I never experienced in South Korea. So that's the thing that sometimes I missed about. Of course, different people that's what I'm mostly value about. It's meeting people who have different stories, because for me, individual story is so powerful. But in South Korea, I don't want to underestimate South Korea, but still there are a lot of not individualistic thoughts. Majority of people still think that successful it's going to a big company like Samsung and Hyundai, and a lot of people are chasing one way. But in America, United States, everyone has their own thoughts. So whenever you don't need to follow that society, maybe some part it's true, but on the other hand, there are some loops that you can see the different colors of the life. So that's the thing that I can't experience in South Korea, but I can only experience in the United States.